think we're in a good spot.
Yeah. The bucket hat adds good volume.
Yeah, the bucket hat is kind of like funneling the audio to the mic.
Yeah.
I like that.
How's everyone doing? I haven't seen you in a week or so.
Been a
2
minute.
weeks?
Yeah, it has been a minute.
I'm good.
It's been good. It's been good.
Busy week for both
Yeah.
of us, Phil, I think. But we're good now. It was nice long weekend. I needed it.
I feel
Yeah.
you. I'm glad you're having a nice weekend. I saw y'all went to a play.
Yeah.
We did. We went to a play.
Nice.
Cola.
Yeah, coworker had it.
Scola.
It had recommended it, and it was funny because like I work with like a bunch of like, you know, for lack of a better word, normies, right?
Mm-hmm.
They're all like, you know,
I work with people who aren't totally
frat
hooked
bros.
up online.
Yeah. They're all frat bros for the most part, or like ex frat bros, you know. And but like he recommended, he's like Matt, I saw this play over the weekend, and it reminded me of you. It was fucking weird. And I was like, oh, thanks, man. That's great. Okay. So I did check it out, and I was like, this is actually. I was like looking for something to do with Ash and I on the for like Valentine's Day, you know, like close to Valentine's Day.
Mhm.
And I was like, this looks like cool. And like we haven't been to a play in the city, like let's go. You know, but I like looked at tickets and I was like, I'm like, holy fuck, these are expensive. So I got us like the mezzanine seats all the way in the back because they were like the only reasonable ones.
Mhm.
But it turned out to be okay. It was all right. And the play was actually very good. It was
Very funny.
it was genuinely funny. And yeah, kudos to Cole Escola, who I didn't know who that was, but he's of some fame. He's like a comedian
Yeah.
in his own right.
Yeah.
Well, I shout out to your friends who keep thinking of you for weird stuff. Because what was that page of the book that got sent to you? Just like,
Yeah.
Kind of like it was describing. I'm trying to decide the point of view, but I was like, this is too accurate to Matt's life. I think all of us could probably somehow identify.
It's very pointed. Like obviously, like that's an exaggeration of like what somebody would. Anyway, we should probably. I don't know if I should read it because it has bad words in it that you're not supposed to say.
Censor it for the sake. I mean, I can censor it after the fact if you want. I don't think you should put out the R word on the podcast.
Wait, dude, am I not allowed to cuss? Have I just been cussing up a storm?
I think we're allowed
this
to
whole
cuss.
time?
No, you can cuss. I just don't think we should say. I don't think we should say word on the show. I just
Oh.
think a good
We
one.
also can't say hell or damn because
Because it would be wrong.
Yeah,
It's not
It'd be
after
wrong.
midnight yet. Can't
I'm
see
so
those things.
religious. Yeah.
Shit.
Okay, so I'll read the excerpt. My friend sent it to me and was like, "Hey man, this is like you," and it's from a book called No One Is Talking About This, which is by I forget her name, but it's supposed to be a very good book. He said he hasn't gotten far enough into it to know if it's good, but he did send me this excerpt because he said it would remind me of him, and I feel like it reminds me of a lot of people online. The quote is, "Inside the portal, a man who 3 years ago only ever posted things like, 'I'm a with butt AIDS,' was now exhorting people to open their eyes to the power of socialism, which suddenly did seem the only way."
Many such cases. Many such cases. I don't know. I feel like it's weirdly in our circle almost the reverse. Like, I don't know.
I think that actually might be true
Yeah.
also.
Yeah.
And somehow it is that and also the reverse of that. I don't know.
Like posting that you have butt AIDS is way more common than it would have been to me like 5 years ago.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've never
Yeah.
posted that. I was thinking about you guys a lot though, but that's why I highlighted some things in Matt's and of course at Matt and Ash together's lives because you went to the play together. I actually had a dream about going to New York last night.
Mhm.
I still haven't figured out where I'm going to stay, but in my dream I figured out where I was going to stay. And I stayed in a very strange hotel and I was riding the subway. I have no idea. I've never ridden the New York City subways. I don't know.
We gotta
I've
take him
ridden-
on the subway.
You're going on the subway.
Yeah, it's gonna
my
be
wife
great.
pointed out to me I have
It's not
ridden
on
the
the
subway
subway.
in other cities. So
It's
Lee was
different.
like, we went to
Different
New
vibe.
York, or we went to Chicago and we rode the L, and we've
Okay, yeah.
been to San Francisco and rode BART or whatever. I mean,
BART.
so there's a few different versions of it. I hear it's much
Mhm.
stinkier and dirtier in
Mhm.
New York City.
It's
So,
fun.
I always get screamers
fun.
too, so like maybe we can get like a screamer with you. It'll be a good time.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
gotta
But
get
I
a
think-
screamer or a stinker.
Yeah.
I think it's
You gotta
partially
jerk off on the
because
subway, Phil.
Yeah, you gotta see some penises and then also show your penis.
I've only seen one penis this year.
Yeah,
that's a shame. You got to get those numbers
It's a
up.
low penis year.
you haven't left enough penis to take a penis. I think is what that's indicating.
Take a penis, leave a penis. Yeah.
Oh, a different kind of jar. I think y'all were on my mind because I've been watching Only Murders in the Building on Hulu, which is very,
Same, I just
very New
finished it.
York. Great show.
Mhm.
The latest season, the season 3 is a theatrical, a play is happening in that season. So that also
Spoilers.
I
Sorry.
think seeing y'all's Ash's post about that play and watching that show and all my dreams all just like sloshed it all together.
Mm.
But I saw this person's post about people on the subway with no inventory. Has anybody else seen this post?
Yes. Yeah.
It's like, this is just so weird. People that just go out in the world, ride the subway without any bag or any. I'm like,
I don't.
really?
Yeah, I just put shit in my pockets. Like,
Wow.
and like hold
Nice.
it close because like I
Yeah,
don't.
Ashley's not a purse
I'm not a
girl
purse
at all.
kinda- Yeah. No.
Nice.
Yeah, like you'll do like the bag. Sometimes she'll do like a bag, but
Backpack.
almost always like, but rarely. Usually it's just a bunch of stuff shoved in the pockets of her jacket or her
Nice.
pants.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Versatility.
jacket is very. Yeah, I can get away with just a jacket in
Yeah.
certain situations, but
Absolutely.
it's still pretty tough.
Well, the inventory thing is super weird to me because I feel like that's weird only if you live in the city and you see people like that. Because I think people that don't live in the city, and maybe I'm wrong, but they might not think it's weird because they think people just go on the subway and then they just like go around, But
yeah, for
the
fun.
thing about is when you live in a city that you're mostly using public transit, almost always you want to have a bag with you because you don't know where the day might take you possibly, so you want to be able to have like a couple things on you, or
Mhm.
if I need to grab something for dinner or lunch or whatever and I need to go hop in the store, I can just dump it in my bag or whatever it is.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
But if you're not from the city, then you might I've had people say it's weird that, like, I've met people that I was meeting in the city that aren't from the city, and then I have a backpack or a bag or something like that, and they're like, "Oh, that's super weird. I didn't know you were a bag guy or something like that." And I was like, "Everybody is a bag guy here. Like, you have to have a bag here. I don't know what to tell you."
I feel it. Yeah, I think as part of the dream, I was catting around, like, because I didn't know where I was staying. For some reason, I was just always in transit until I got to this one hotel, which was really weird. I guess I wish I could remember more, but I do remember having a backpack and one of the, airport wheelie things going all around. And I might even do that. That might be, I'll be a double bag guy while I'm there. I'm
So
thinking,
you
what if I
definitely
stayed in
can.
multiple places, like different hotels. I'll spend a night in a good hotel and then a night in a shitty hotel, like
That
kind of the vibe
could
I'm
be
thinking.
fun. Yeah.
Your
Depends on
rollies,
where you're staying.
Did you say that you're gonna get a rolly suitcase? Don't get a rolly suitcase.
No, just like for my luggage for
Okay.
flying to another city, I'll have
that makes sense.
I wouldn't normally, but
Okay.
for this out of town trip, I will bring luggage with a few outfits. And I thought about it. I'm not going to be there long. I could just stuff a bunch of shit in a backpack, but I don't think I want to do that. I want to have like.
I mean, if you're allowed one carry-on, just bring the carry-on. Especially if you're staying in a
Yeah.
hotel, like, and you're gonna have a place where you can put it. Just do that. It's not.
But I don't know. You could also
absolutely.
take the challenge. Just load up your pockets.
You could
That's
do the
very much
Ashley
my
challenge and just try and carry everything on you on
Just
your
figure
person.
it out. Figure it out when you
wear
get
like
there.
3 outfits on the plane, and
Yeah.
take
Just
them
layer.
off when I get there.
Layer.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's what I do.
Well, I feel like there's a lot of things on the show notes about Dune 2, but before we hit Dune 2, I actually wanted to ask you guys about Saltburn, because I felt like I saw that. I'm assuming Ashley has been posting a lot about Saltburn, so
I watched
I'm
it.
assuming that Matt also watched it. I could be
No.
wrong.
No.
So when I do cardio, and there's something that I want to watch, I make cardio fun by watching the thing that I want to watch while I do cardio. So I watched half of Saltburn like 2 weeks ago, and I finished it a couple nights ago.
Half of it?
Yeah, because I only do cardio for like an hour. And I'm like,
Mhm,
okay, I'm done
right.
with cardio. I have to save the rest. I have to look forward to my next cardio session. And then I finished it. Yeah, I liked it. A lot of people talk shit about it, but I quite enjoyed
liked it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I liked it too. Yeah. I thought it was good. I mean, if we all haven't seen it, I didn't know if Jason had seen it. I was wrongly assuming Matt had seen it. So we should table Saltburn for another episode. But
You guys
I
spoiled
have
for
Table
me. That
Table
doesn't matter
You guys can go to
Saltburn is
town.
I don't think Matt's
Yeah.
gonna watch.
I'm probably not
Saltburn
gonna see
Part
it. Oh, okay.
That
2.
doesn't matter to me.
Table Saltburn.
You-
I just set you up
Although,
for that
yeah,
layout.
I
Layout.
think Matt would have liked the bathtub scene.
I hear about the bathtub scene. I feel a kindred spirit with it. I don't know,
Yeah, it does
specifics.
seem. It seems like a post from a couple years ago for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's a very like memeable show, but even to that end, like I did watch it with Lee a couple weeks ago, and I still didn't really anticipate what it was about. Like, I think Kim recently described, maybe it was in the comments of Ash's post, that it was like a shit post of a movie,
Mhm.
and I was like, interesting take, like especially from Kim who works in the film industry. I'm like, I would never wish anyone to call my film a shit post.
I don't know. That's it's a valid.
And then also like
It's valid to be a shit post of a movie.
right, and then a lot of Kim's shit posts are very like cinematic and
Fair.
long.
Very theatrical.
Right, yeah.
I guess I
She
just
makes a movie of a shitpost. Yeah.
I'm embittered on the term shit posting, I guess is all it is. But
Sure.
Can you
fair
guys
enough, fair enough.
just describe this bathtub scene for me?
Oh,
Well,
okay.
yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Really slowly though.
Okay. So like I knew the movie was gonna be like kind of horny or whatever, and like people had talked about how just like gratuitously horny it was, and like kind of gay. Because so there's like this rich fella, and he's like super hot. He was in what was the name of that like teenager show? Willow. Do you remember?
Euphoria.
Euphoria,
Yeah,
in
it's Jacob
Euphoria.
Elordi.
Yeah, he's like the ridiculously like handsome, like to the point where it's like unsettling and uncomfortable guy. Anyway, this creepy Irish motherfucker who pretends to be poor, it kind of becomes like his like pet almost, this rich handsome guy's pet, and he's just like, come to our castle Saltburn, and we'll hang out every day and be buds. Anyway, this creepy little Irish fucker has this huge boner for the hot rich guy, and they're like their rooms are like conjoined by a bathroom, and which sus anyway, but hot guy starts jerking off in the bathtub,
As you
jerking off
do.
as you do, and like I it's weird because I feel like I've made a similar joke before, but
You did. I remember it.
the egg drops right, was it egg drop soup?
Oh yeah.
You
that
were
was
like
the one.
before showers, the dudes just jerk off in
Yeah,
the bath
yes.
and float around in their own splooge or something like
Exactly, and Christo made a joke about it too. I don't know if it's just like a parallel thought, but he's just like, that's sus as egg drop soup. Anyway, he jerks off and comes into the bathtub water. Creepy Irish guy is like peeking through the door cracks, watching it happen, just getting hard as a rock. Anyway, he says, "Good night, buddy. I'm going to bed now." And as the water's draining, the what's his name? Oliver, the little dude, crawls into the bathtub and just rubs his face into the water and just starts sucking the water up. And you just hear the slurping.
Truly, he really ate it up. He really ate up that scene.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the meme I saw everywhere, and then also the like fucking the freshly buried grave was everywhere as well.
Yeah.
Which I mean, to be fair, I think seeing those things as memes kind of threw me off to the actual plot. But I guess you're supposed to be thrown off. So
well, there was also very recently the announcement that Barry Keoghan will be in the Saddam Hussein biopic.
As who?
As Saddam?
But not as Saddam.
I'm not interested then.
But then somebody of course did the Saddam Hussein hiding place with him fucking the lid.
Ban Saddam Hussein, then they're taking it down.
It's really funny to me that people are a lot of people it seems are really horny for Barry Keoghan now because of that movie, because they weren't before, but now they are.
The guy that was in The Eternals, Phil, you might know the
yeah,
movie.
he was in that.
I'm like,
not
man,
he's Irish guy, right?
Yeah.
That's the ugliest guy I've ever seen in my life.
Banshees. He was in what was that Banshees movie? Something of the Banshees. He did great in that too.
That one.
I read that he was like orphaned, and he was in the like the Irish like equivalent of like I forget the term for it, but like foster homes and that foster home system. And he was in like 9 different homes.
And his mother gave him away. Sorry.
I don't think he's ugly.
I don't either.
I think
I don't think
I
he's
strongly disagree.
I think he's got like a unique face, and I think
Yeah.
anybody standing next to what's his name is gonna look like shit. But
Oh yeah.
I think he's got a unique, very like Irish. I like that his eyes kind of have that fold, that epicanthic fold.
He's
close
weird looking
together.
in like a famous person way. That's good. You know?
Yeah.
He's
Right.
got the
A little weird
opposite of
looking.
the trend of the Anya Taylor-Joy, or I can never say her name, but the wide set eyed ladies is the trend.
Yeah, big
he has
eyes.
the close set
Close
eyes.
together like a predator.
Mhm,
So
exactly.
it's unsettling. But like I think the crush thing comes so in the last scene of Saltburn, you see his cock and balls, but he is fluffed. Can we all just agree that someone like jerked him off a little bit before he started dancing?
I absolutely would. If I was gonna hang dong in a movie, you better bet. I mean, yeah.
I'm getting a little bit hard.
I was like, why is
It's better for everybody involved. Me, everybody. It's just better
Look,
that
from
way.
a young age, I was coached by my older cousins that's just what you do. If it's gonna be seen, you don't just plop it out in the.
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not going Shriv Maxed. I'll tell you
Yeah,
that.
So Shriv Max is for private time.
Well, here, folks, we have it on the record. Matt actually does not go Shriv Max.
It's a personal thing. It's a
Only in private.
private personal thing that I enjoy with my loved ones.
I can agree with you now that I'm thinking about it, which is not a thing I had anticipated doing tonight. I was thinking about Bro's dong.
Dude had a
at the
half
end of
chub.
Saltburn.
He had a half chub dancing to
It was,
2000s
yeah. It
disco.
did look a little,
Yeah.
heavier than
It had weight to it.
Yeah.
Anyway, switching gears.
substantial.
Speaking of heavier, let's talk about Dune 2, because there's been, I think this one is the funny part to talk about, is very heavy material. The poem that Josh Brolin wrote for
Speaking of heavy
Timothee
material.
I love
Chalamet. I don't know if it's heavy. I don't know what the fuck it is. I really can't really interpret if this was like a friendly artistic gesture. I don't know. Does he have a crush on it? I don't.
I was like, did he do this for everyone in the cast or something? But the tweet
Right.
was like, I don't think we're supposed to be seeing this. I was like, yes, I love this. It's amazing.
Yeah,
This is some like 18th century gay shit where they can't be gay.
very
Come
Saltburn
on.
of
Yeah.
of Josh Brolin for writing this poem.
It's
I
like
gotta
they
say.
were best friends and they hung out and were roommates. In 1818, his best friend moved in with him and he wrote him poetry.
You're talking
Here's
about
that
Josh-
poetry.
Yeah.
Josh Brolin and Timothee Chalamet in their Boston marriage.
The amount that he speaks about his youth is disturbing to me. He says your face is etched by adolescence, your cheekbones jump forward. What are youth-laden eyes that slide down? And then later on, he even talks about his own age. You're right, though. I don't think. I mean, I guess if we didn't see it, it would probably still be weird. I just don't know what their relationship is like.
It's supremely weird and I feel like I shouldn't be reading it, which makes me like it. So yeah, I don't know. I mean, I it's hard to read this and like know where it's coming from because if it's like a personal poem and stuff. But like I do get kind of that he's comparing his own age and like the maybe being like wistfully looking back on his youth when comparing himself as like a movie star or something compared to Timothee Chalamet. But it also seems like he wants to fuck Timothee Chalamet as well. So there's kind of those duality of man there.
When I first
Which
saw
don't we all?
When I first saw Timothee Chalamet, I remember looking up his age to make sure it was okay that I found him attractive.
Yeah.
So like I kind of relate a little bit, where it's just he has a very like young looking person, and like that's the most striking thing. It's just like, oh, you're so like pointy and fresh.
Yeah, if you're writing him a poem, that's basically what it's gonna be.
Yeah, right, exactly.
Yeah, the first time I saw him was in that movie where he nuts on a peach. Call Me by Your Name.
Oh, I haven't seen that yet.
Damn
I
it!
haven't seen that either.
That seems like the
spoiler.
yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought everybody knew about that. It was like a meme. But no, that movie's actually quite good though. But Armie Hammer's in it, and we all know that he likes to eat people, and it gets him hard. So there's
So
that. That's reason alone to watch the movie.
Mm-hmm.
But he does seem especially young because he's supposed to be playing like an 18-year-old, I think, in that.
Yeah.
and I think he was maybe 20 or something at the time, but I remember at the time being like, damn, dude, is that guy like 15? And then looking it up and being like, oh, he just looks really young.
Yeah.
Because it's really, really jarring to see him with Armie Hammer, who looks like he's like 45 in like a 30-year-old body, and Timothee Chalamet, who looks like he's 14. And they're fucking, so.
Right.
Well, I mean, speaking of jarring, I hope y'all saw this Zendaya outfit on the red carpet.
Oh, yeah.
I love
Dune
it.
2. It was amazing. I just thought it was so funny to see her outfit. What a commitment to wear that outfit. It looks extremely uncomfortable, robotic suit with the windows. And then Timothee Chalamet just posted up with a t-shirt next to her. Like, I think he had shiny jeans on or something. So I'll give him credit for that. But I mean, I'm just like, wow.
Sometimes you gotta not outshine, you know? It's just like, hey, I'm not gonna top that. I'm doing
Could
this.
at least had a bucket hat or something. I mean, come on. I don't know. The outfit is amazing, and
Very
I think
cool.
by comparison, is it better or worse that, like you say, he can't outshine? But to me, it's like a no effort. Although the outfit was probably very like expensive.
I'm sure it costs like $8,000 for everything.
Yeah, that big T-shirt. That was a lot of fabric. That's pretty expensive.
The thing I'm really glad I saw somebody immediately post like because the first thing I thought of when I saw her wear that, I was like, if she farts in that, it's gonna fog up. And I saw somebody immediately be like, yeah, imagine if she farted in that, it's gonna fog up. And I was like, yeah, it will. It almost certainly will.
I would do
Man,
it.
I'd be like taking gas X by the fucking mouthful before I had to wear that thing out.
Most people don't fart as much as you do, man.
I think people are in denial and they need to let it rip.
Anybody here fart around roughly 100 times a day? Anybody? No?
Okay, 100 times
100 times a
God
day.
damn.
100
No?
times a day.
No.
I'm saying that's the
We
upper
fart a lot
cusp.
in my house. I'll give you that.
Your jeans fog up, so many times.
My jeans would definitely fog up if they were foggable. They would be fogged as hell. I promise you.
I think the suit is the perfect opportunity for an invention I had a long time ago. I can't remember exactly what it was called. It was called something like the Tootie Flow or something, but it was so that you could hook a tube up like to your office chair while you're at work, so you could just fart and it could even have like a butt dome that you sit in so that it could aerate the farts. So like if you were in a cubicle environment, bullpen, you could just fart to your heart's delight, and the Tootie Flow would suck the farts out of the area.
It senses when the fart is happening, and then it like the fan like kicks up.
Yeah. I mean,
like a
that's
bathroom
even
fan.
He's farting again over there.
That suit looks prime for a Tootie Flows, and you could just hook it up like a vacuum tube and
just put it up inside there, for fuck's sake. Who cares anymore at that point?
Have it connect to a balloon, and just you see your office balloon just rising throughout the day. You look over to the cubicles, all these balloons are just risen, hanging out.
Now, I always imagine it would go to a collective, area for the farts. Not, no one would have their own individual. Like, we got to get all the farts in one chamber together.
Yeah, because then no one. Right. Okay. That's.
And the custodian comes out and empties out the chamber.
No, you got to use it for alternative, like fuel or something. Heat the building with
natural gas.
Methane.
Right.
Yes,
of course,
exactly.
Yeah, and then sell it, and then you can fund the birthday parties that you're not using the fart balloons for. Although I'm just saying.
Or you have a Jenkem brewery right next door. Like it's all organic, free range farts that are.
Jesus Christ. But yeah, that outfit that she had Metropolis vibes, like that 1930s film. That thing was so fucking cool.
It was neat, yeah.
For sure.
Very cool outfit.
Yeah, I loved it.
I love to be reminded of D.W. Sorry, I was a little late. I was saying I'd love to be reminded of D.W. Griffiths at the whatever the ceremony was. It was a joke because
I don't even know who that is. And that is that
he's the guy who directed Metropolis, and I'm pretty sure. Wait, was it?
I thought that was Fritz Lang. Yeah, Fritz Lang. I forgot what kind of movies are those?
Somebody said D.W. Griffiths the other day, and I was like, wait, no. And then I was like, I guess I believe that.
I don't know, maybe.
Oh,
I think you're right.
I also
We're gonna cut all this out anyway.
I just trust everybody.
stays in.
Whenever I see Metropolis in those kind of old like Fritz Lang movies, I always think of that one band that was on 20 Buck Spin called Aronzi Pazuzu. They had a new label on Nuclear Blast, and their new video was like this like kind of like black and white, same kind of style type music video. I was like, this is amazing. Like, I'm so glad someone remembers that style and is bringing it back. But that was a couple years ago and it didn't catch on again. So I was hoping for a whole second wave of 1920s type stuff like that.
Isn't there a famous director that's doing like a Metropolis inspired film? I can't remember. I saw like a shit post about it.
The Godfather guy, Coppola.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, he's doing like Maximopolis or something. Metroidvania. He's doing.
He's making Metroidvania.
Megalopolis. There you go. Yeah.
Metroidvania.
I'm interested.
Movie. His video game pilled.
Yeah. He's just gotten so into games.
Well, I did want to bring this up because it makes my joke work to make this transition. But the suit that the Zendaya was wearing was very liminal to me, and by saying that, I'm bringing up the point that I don't think liminal means anything anymore on the internet. I want to stab people with ice picks for the things that I see. I joined like several different groups across time for liminal spaces, like, and there are very many amazing liminal things out there, but it's just like they became so popular. It's like that same joke people would make where I think it was like Redford or Rebecca Akers-Stowe now, and then like Jack Jones at the time, and a few other people would just be like constantly suggesting for absurd films in these groups, like Donnie Darko is such a bizarre film. Like,
I was gonna bring that up for Matt's play because I was thinking about Jack Jones, and I was gonna mention that too. It's like because that was the ongoing joke was something weird and a strange film that's really not that popular called Donnie Darko. It's really
little known film, Donnie Darko. I don't know if you've ever heard of this, but
you probably wouldn't get it.
Yeah, right.
Weird.
Yeah, people are like using liminal for anything. People are like, oh, it'll be like, look how liminal this is. Like,
look at this room. Like,
a little bit like
that's so liminal.
It's up for the same fate as like what was it called? Vaporwave, where it was just like it kind of eventually just didn't really mean much other than like a kind of a vague like gesture towards like
it has neon colors aesthetics. In it. Like
like it just kind of means nothing. But I don't know. I mean, liminal is itself was always a little bit like, I know it has like a hard definition, but it always felt a little bit like people were always using it in that sense as like this nebulous like in between space that's nostalgic.
Which in itself is a little. It's pretty liminal.
It's a little bit liminal.
It's very liminal word. Liminal.
I watched a YouTube video essay on liminal spaces like a year ago or something that really stuck with me, and I think there was even some part of the definition of the word meaning like it's a gateway, so it's an in-between space, like and the video essay did such a great job of like just tying all these references together, which I think is really, that's why maybe it's hard for people to define, is because it's not based on a specific work of art. It's just all these different ones that kind of come together, like toys and a lot of Edward Scissorhands stuff, like or I should say, what's the director's name for Edward Scissorhands?
Edward Scissorhands directed.
He was self-directed,
autobiographical film. But I really enjoy stuff that is truly liminal. I just hate when I see this happening where a thing becomes so mainstream and ubiquitous that it's just like, hey, it's fucking liminal. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna fucking do? The Super Bowl halftime show was not liminal at all. What are you talking about?
I thought they were gonna go liminal with it, and they just didn't at all. It's really strange.
Super weird. Saltburn, it was pretty liminal to me, but some people disagree. I don't know why.
American propaganda is very subliminal to me.
Sorry, I guess that's just my Peter Griffin what grinds my gears segment for tonight.
It really puts a bee in Phil's bonnet, the whole liminal thing.
Yeah,
which is also
really puts a bee in Phil's bucket hat.
If you were a bee in a bucket hat, it would be very liminal for you in there, I promise.
No, I agree that it's very annoying thing that's recent too. Like, I mean, it's just everywhere. like just there's a subreddit group called like Pittsburgh Death Stairs, and it's just like a picture of like these long ass stairs, you know, and people are like, look how liminal this is. Like it's a fucking set of stairs. Like
You know what is liminal? And I think this is the only Pittsburgh thing, but the basement toilets.
oh yeah. Mm-hmm.
That's very liminal.
What is that?
Yeah, that's got a little more vibe to it for sure.
Yeah.
It's
It's
So-
like a random ass like toilet in the basement that's just there with like
Yeah.
there's
no
walls
nothing around
or
it, like you
anything,
just
it's
shitting in the basement.
Yep.
Pittsburgh potty, I think is what they call it.
Yeah. Allow me
Nice.
to and correct me if I'm wrong, but like a lot of like the steel workers and like people who are just like, you know, hands-on fellas would come home and they would go into the basement, clean up, and then come upstairs into the.
That makes sense.
So
yeah, I
that's
didn't
why
know the
those
history of it.
existed. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not from here originally, so I was like, yeah, that makes
Liminal.
sense.
You didn't work in the mines? Damn.
No.
I got to check your resume because I feel like that's one of the reasons we got you on the pod.
Yeah.
No.
Worked in the retail. It's kind of the same thing.
Modern minds.
I'm not
Yeah,
from
modern
Pittsburgh,
moms
so
at
I wouldn't
retail.
know about the toilets. I love that. All right, well, we have plenty more things that we need to touch on in the bonus episode, like large rice, Elon Musk not being criticized, Rachel Dolezal back in the news for OnlyFans again somehow. So thanks for listening to the Succ. If you guys enjoyed it, join us on the bonus feed. Otherwise, if you don't want to do that, we have the Succ Shame posting group, the Discord, and yeah, I think that's it, right? Anything
Yeah.
else?
Join the boner feed.
The yes, please do. It's a
The
different feed.
boners feed is waiting for you.
I'll check it sometimes. And I'll say hi.
Liminal.
Liminal. Goodbye.